Haripati. Guys, good morning. So we're starting we're starting to discuss the second part. The second part of the third full paper of the full paper series. Yeah. Nice. Nice. So many things are there. Thank you. Right. So far we have discussed the MCQ the last day, and what is left to discuss is the second part. Yes. And shall we come to the second part quickly? Right. So, a production of industrial enzymes, right? The production of industrial enzymes in chemical factories affects the performance of a number of major investment sectors. The table below shows some of the enzymes currently produced industrially, right? This was given in the microbiology tute, yeah. So this was given in a table as well. You'll have to remember these enzymes because these, the enzymes and the microorganism that it produces and its function were there in the previous like the past paper MCQs as well. So bit of a memory should be there. Right, shall we start? So the first enzyme is given the amylase. So which organism is responsible to produce the amylase now? Still looking for the paper? It's Aspergillus oryzae. Aspergillus oryzae is the microorganism, and the reaction that occurs with the amylase, it converts what into what? Amylase converts starch into maltose. Yeah, starch into maltose, converts starch into maltose. Economic benefit is produces the digestive aids, that is fine. And the Saccharomyces cerevisiae, right? The Saccharomyces cerevisiae is the microorganism, and the enzyme that is responsible, the enzyme that it produces is what? What does it produce? I'll take a paper and piece of paper and get it. Yes. So now tell me, the Saccharomyces cerevisiae, what is the enzyme that the Saccharomyces cerevisiae produces? Huh? Under the alcohol production. Huh? Invertase. Microbiology. Invertase. That's invertase. Meticona, let's remember all of this. Invertase. And what does the invertase do? Answer some. What does the invertase do? What does the Saccharomyces do simply? Huh? What does the Saccharomyces do? Saccharomyces convert the glucose into ethyl alcohol. So that's a function. Use some brain. That's a simple thing, like you don't know maybe the enzyme, that doesn't matter. You can study that, but you already know it produces the alcohol, right? ඒක හිතලා ලියන්න පුළුවන් ඒ වගේ ආවම පස්සේ දැන් මේක දන්නේ නැහැ කියලා අරගෙන ඇතරියොත් අපරාධයි. හරි. එතකොට මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ? It converts glucose into alcohol, ethyl alcohol. Converts. So what is the economic benefit there? Huh? Bakery के दिया alcohol හදන්නේ මොකද? To produce the alcoholic beverages. Nee. Produce the alcoholic. That's okay to tell to produce the alcoholic beverages because that is one of the main industries, and it's not a sin. You don't think it as a sin in the industry. I'm not saying it's not a sin to drink. Its production is not a sin because it's one of the industries. That is okay to tell to produce the alcoholic beverages, right? Beverages. Yeah. And the next one is rice hoppers, right? Anything else given? Amylase, then the Saccharomyces. The next one given is rice hoppers, right? Yeah. So the rice hoppers. Rice hoppers makes what? Let's say you don't know, doesn't matter. Some of the things are given there. Protein hydrolysis produces digestive aids. So what should be this? Protease enzymes. Yeah? You know protease enzymes? So it's a simple thing, right? Protease enzymes. You have to be, wiseful enough to collect the maximum out of the little that you know. You can answer these things. Even without the little knowledge you have, you can answer this. Only like 1 or 2 you will miss. Not even 1 or 2, like you will only miss like 1. All the others you are supposed to know, right? Maybe 2. Let's say these two things are hard, fine. All the rest is you can answer. Yeah. Right. Rennet enzyme is an enzyme that contributes to the coagulation of milk. Name another enzyme that contributes to the coagulation of milk. Rennet is the the synthetic one. What is the natural one? Another enzyme that contributes to the coagulation of milk. Yeah. That's not an enzyme though. Lactose is one of the acids. So it's actually the rennin. Rennet is one of the products that's there in the the shops. So you can take it. Can you remember that we discussed when you are doing the practical? Rennet දාන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. Rennet is the produced one. Rennin is the enzyme, right? Rennin is the enzyme, right? What acid is produced during the production of skim milk? What is that acid produced? That is set, which acid is responsible to set the dairy products? Yeah. Lactose is the sugar. What is the acid? Lactic acid. That's lactic acid, isn't it? Yeah. What is the name of the protein in milk that causes coagulation at low pH? What is the protein in the milk? Bro, we discussed these things under the biology. Even we did the practicals those days. Yeah. What is the protein in the milk? Casein protein. The liquid casein becomes solid casein, that is setting the milk, right? That's casein. I'm sorry. It's casein. What is the liquid part of skim milled milk called? Liquid part of the skim milk? What do you call the liquid part of the skimmed milk? What do you call the liquid part of the skim milk? That's one Sinhala name there. Most of the Tamil people use it. Call it Moru. Moru, I can't remember the English term. Wait. Says buttermilk. Moru, even Moru is fine if you write it in single term. It's called Moru or buttermilk. Or the buttermilk. Right. Why is milk pasteurized and then cooled in cheese production? Why is milk pasteurized and then cooled in cheese production? Why would you pasteurize something? To remove the unwanted bacteria and the microorganisms. Yeah. And you cool it. Then you inoculate the one of the samples to reaction to occur. Yes. Otherwise, it will die in the heat. Right. To remove the unwanted bacteria and to incubate new bacteria samples. What type of bacteria is used in the production of cheese? It's called Lactobacillus lactis. Lactobacillus lactis. Can you remember Lactobacillus lactis? Right. A cross section of a tree trunk is shown in the figure below. Name ABC in the diagram above. Sorry, the below. It's below. Yeah. Not a cambium. Coke is the B. Like there are three parts in a dicot cross section. It's there labeled in the this tube. No, this one, right? I had to draw it here. Have the drawn one? No. It's there. That's page number 6. So what are the parts? The outer part is epidermis. Yes. The inner part is, the middle part is coke. And the most inner part is pith. This one? It's a pith, right? Now what is A? Vascular bundles. Vascular bundles. Vascular bundles මේ හරිය තියෙනවා. ඒවා මේක ඇඳලා නැහැ. මේ තියෙන annual rings තියෙන එක. මේ annual rings නේ තියෙන්නේ. Vascular bundles පේන්නේ ඇඳලා නැහැ මේක.
එතකොට ඔතන කැම්බියම්
ඒව පේන්නේ නැහැ මේකේ. මේ නිකන්
ඒක තියෙනවා නම් තියෙන්නේ කොතනද මොකක්ද?
කෝක් කැම්බියම් එකේ කෝක් එකේ මේ හරිය තමයි තියෙන්නේ. කෝක් එකේ මැද්දට වෙන්නේ. කෝක් කැම්බියම් එකේ තියෙන්නේ. ඒව මේකේ නෑ. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ නිකන් තියෙන්නේ මේ cross section of a dicot trunk මේ තියෙන්නේ. annual rings නෑනේ මොනොකොට් වල. ඒක dicot trunk එක. Yes.
මේ මෙතන vascular cambiums උයි fascicular cambium උයි එකතු වෙලා
intervascular
cambiums වලින් ඊට ඒකට වෙන්නේ
ඒ ඒව මේකේ පේන්නේ නැහැ ඉතින්.
වෙන්නේ
මැද මැද. ඔව්.
පිට් එක.
පිත් එකේ නෙමෙයි. මේක වෙන්නේ මේ මෙතන.
එතකොට පිට් එක කියන්නේ මැදම කියන්නේ.
පිත් එක කියන්නේ මැද. පිත් එක කියන්නේ මොකද්ද කියලා තමයි දැන් ඊළඟ ප්‍රශ්නේ යන්නේ. මොකද්ද පිත් එක කියන්නේ? පිත් එක කියන්නේ මොකද්ද කියලා අපි ඔය ටේබල් වල ලියලා ඇත්තේ. parenchymal cells වලින් හැදිච්ච intercellular spaces තියෙන bundle of cells නේ. මොකද්ද bundle of cells? Yeah. Bundle of cells made of parenchyma cells with intercellular spaces. Intercellular spaces. Next, what do you say? Define telos. ඒක තියෙනවා. highlight කරලා ඇත්තේ. Seppen hardwood. මේකේ ටිලෝස් බොඩි කියලා එන්නේ මේව මතකද අපි කතා කරාද සයිලම් හැදෙනකොට සයිලම්ස් ප්‍රොඩියුස් වෙනකොට හා
Outgrowth in the xylem.
yes
Xylem.
outgrowth in the
Xylem vessels of the.
yeah xylem vessels out make a ty වෙන්න ඕන හොඳ Tylose.
මේ අතන මේ තුටට
Outgrowths in the xylem vessels to the pits, right? right
මේ වැස්කියුලර් කැම්බියම් එකේ අර දැන් සෙකන්ඩරි සයිලම් ෆ්ලෝයම් වලට මේ වෙන්නේ හැදිද්දි ඒක මේ කොහොමද ඒක වෙන්නේ ප්‍රයිමරි සෙකන්ඩරි වලට මාරු වෙද්දී ඊට වඩා ප්‍රයිමරි තිබ්බ සයිලම් ෆ්ලෝයම් ටික
ඒ ටික සෙන්ටර් එකට ඩ්‍රිෆ්ට් වෙනවා shift වෙනවා
එතකොට ඒ ටිකෙන්ද පිට් එක හැදෙන්නේ
ඒ මේව එක හැදෙනකොට ඒ කියන්නේ සෙකන්ඩරි ග්‍රෝත් එක වෙනකොට ස්ටෙම් එක හැදෙනවනේ ස්ටෙම් එක ස්ට්‍රෝං වෙන්නේ එතකොට තමයි සෙල්ස් ඇවිල්ලා ඒක කම්පැක්ට් වෙනවා
ප්‍රයිමරි ටික එතකොට මැද්දට යනවා සෙකන්ඩරි ටික
ඔව් නෑ ප්‍රයිමරි ඒ කියන්නේ සෙකන්ඩරි ටිකත් ඒ පැත්තටම තමයි ඩිවයිඩ් වෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් කැම්බියම් එකකින් හැමතිස්සෙම සෙල්ස් ඩිවයිඩ් වෙනවා දෙපැත්තටම. දෙපැත්තටම යනකොට අර ඒ කියන්නේ ඇතුළටත් ඩිවයිඩ් වෙනවා එළියටත් ඩිවයිඩ් වෙනවා. ඇතුළට ඩිවයිඩ් වෙනකොට අර කලින් හැදලා තිබ්බේව ප්‍රයිමරි ඒවා ටික සෙන්ටර් එකට කම්ප්‍රෙස් වෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ තමයි ඒගොල්ලෝ ඩෙඩ් ටිෂුස් වලට කන්වර්ට් වෙනවා ඊට පස්සේ. ඒ ඩෙඩ් ටිෂුස් වල ලිග්නින් සුබෙරින් වලින් ඊට පස්සේ ඒක තමයි මේ එක හදන්නේ. stem එක
stem.
plant එකේ, right? And the next question, what write a difference between A and B. A and B are the pith and the
Epidermis එකයි කෝක.
A and B. Epidermis කියන්නේ C නේ. bro මම අනිත් පැත්තට ලියලා තියෙනවද? මේ ටික මම ලියලා තියෙන අනිත් පැත්තට. මම ABC උඩ ඉඳන් පල්ලෙහාට කියලා ගත්තේ. අපි මේ ටික වෙනස් කරමු ලේසි. අර මෙයා C එක, මෙයා B එක, මෙයා A. right? අපෙන් අහන්නේ write a difference between A and B. A and B කියලා කියන්නේ එතකොට පිත් එකයි කෝක් එකයි. කෝක් එකයි පිත් එකේ differences table එකේ දීලා තියෙනවා. තේරෙනවනේ? ලියන්න දීලා ඇත්තේ. table එකේ ලියන්න දීලා ඇත්තේ. table එකේ තියෙනවා ලියලා ඈ. හරි. ආයෙත් මේ තියෙන cortex එකයි පිත් එකයි මේ තියෙන. cortex එකේ zones දෙකක් තියෙනවා. මොනවද zones දෙක? Methane, several zones, several layers of collenchyma cells often seen from the outside. The inner part of the cortex is made up of parenchyma. So it's made of, like, the cortex is made of two of the layers. One layer is parenchyma cell, like the collenchyma cell layer. That's the most outer one. Inner one is made of parenchyma cell layer. The pith is that's like me parenchyma tama completely, right? What is the difference between A and B? A B හරියට හොයාගන්න වෙනවා first thing. So A is pith නේ. අපි එහෙම ගමු. A B කියලා ගමු. A එක pith එක made of parenchyma. Cell layers. Make a made of collenchyma and parenchyma in two different layers. Yes, in two different layers made of parenchyma cell layers. ATNA pith එක cortex එක made of collenchyma and parenchyma in two different layers. දැන් මේ අපි මේ answers ලියන්නේ මේවා gidi පිටින් මතක තියාගත්තක් කමන්නේ. මේ table එකේ එහෙම මේක එහෙම gidi පිටින් මතක තියාගත්තක් කමන්නේ. ලෝ අහනවා අනිවාර්යයෙන්. අනිවාර්යෙන් අහන්න chance එකක් තියෙනවා. Right? The next one. The screen looks darker though. Would it be same? I don't know. Right? The next question. What is an annual groove or an annual ring in a plant? Explain it. What is an annual ring?
annually time එකත් එක්ක create වෙන
annual time එකත් එක්ක create වෙන මොකක්ද? Can we remember how the annual ring is produced? How?
මේ අමාරු කාලවලදී හැදෙන අමාරු සෝසලදී dark කැලි හැදෙනවා ඒකත් එක්ක
dark කැලි හැදෙන්නේ කොහොමද? narrow xylem vessels.
ඒකත් එක්ක හොඳට glow වෙන්න පුළුවන් කාලෙදී light මේ
ඔව්. ඒ කියන්නේ harsh environmental conditions වලදී rate එක ඒ කියන්නේ cell division rate එක අඩුයි. අනිත් එක තමයි හැදෙන vessels වල canal එක narrow නේ xylem vessel narrow. එතකොට ඒව compact වුණාන් පස්සේ dark area එකක් විදිහට හැදෙනවා. And in the you know the conditions that are good for the plant in those seasons, what happens? Oh. ඒ කියන්නේ the rate of cell division or the secondary xylem division is high and the vessels are more wider, so they appear in light in color. Yes, ඒක තමයි තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට ඒ ඔක්කොම නම් ලියන්න ඉඩ මදිනේ. What is the annual growth in a plant? අපි ඒක simply ලියන්න පුළුවන් මොකද්ද? winter summer එහෙම තමයි තියෙන්නේ complete එක. එතකොට cellular division of cambium tissue depending on the harsh and friendly appears dark and light layers, right? Cellular division of cambium tissue depending on the harsh and friendly environmental conditions is dark.
The growth rates formed in 1 year can be added together and it can be called as
මොකද දියති?
ඒක අර මේ සීසන්ස් ටිකත් එක්ක වෙනස් වෙන හැටි කියලා ඊට පස්සේ අන්තිමේට තමයි මේ කියන්නේ in this way the growth rates formed in 1 year can be added together and it can be called as
tell the complete answer. ඒ කියන්නේ it has to be meaningful. ඒ කියන්නේ මේක මෙතන 50 ගාලා ඊට කලින් තියෙනවා මේකේ සම්පූර්ණයෙන් ring එක හැදෙන විදිහ explain කරලා. නේ? මොකක්ද ඒකේ තියෙන්නේ? Formation of animal the temperate countries there are 4 distinct seasons. The secondary vascular cells from more large vessels in ඒක හරි. දැන් මං කියන්නේ මේක ලියන්න ඉඩමදි කියලා. ඒකින්ද මේක අපි idea එක ඔළුවේ තියාගෙන මේක ෂෝට් කරලා ලියන්නත් පුළුවන්. මේක ලිව්වත් හරි. මේක ලියන්න පුළුවන් නම් හොඳයි. මේක මතක නැහැ. මේක ලිව්වත් හරි. The secondary vascular cells more large vessels අපි discuss කරපු ටික තමයි තියෙන්නේ. In autumn the secondary vascular forms smaller and vascular cells are smaller and the number of cells is also less, therefore that area are dark in color. අන්තිම ටික ලියලා හරියන්නේ නැහැ හොඳේ. This why we making this way the growth rings form in 1 year can be added together. It has no meaning. Now don't switch off the brain when you are like answering. Be more thoughtful and think more. Or shrink වෙන්න එපා. You have to expand. You have to widen your mind. නේ? දුවන්න බලන් ඉන්න එපා. Be relaxed. දැන් මේක මම ලිව්වේ හිතලා. ඒ කියන්නේ මගේ තියෙන knowledge එක පාවිච්චි කරලා මේ knowledge එකම ඔයාටත් තියෙනවානේ මම මේක ඉගෙනනවානේ. ඒ කියන්නේ මට විතරක් තියෙන knowledge එකක් නෙමෙයි. වෙලාම දිනනවා පැයයි. right? The next question: which plant tissue affects the secondary growth in the roots of a dicotyledonous plant? Which plant tissue affects the secondary growth in the root of dicotyledonous plants? Which plant tissue affects the secondary growth? So is that the tissue that makes the growth? Is that the tissue? Okay, ne? Recording එකේ dark ද නැහැ නේ? Recording එකේ dark නැත්නම් අවුලක් නැහැ. But it's a cambium, isn't it? Which plant tissue affects the secondary growth in the roots in dicotyledonous plants? ඒ හැදෙන්නේ xylem and phloem. Responsible වෙන්නේ කවුද? Cambium, isn't it? හැදෙන්නේ xylem phloem තමයි. Responsible in which plant tissue affects the secondary growth? Affects, not produce. Okay? It's the cambium. It's the cambium tissue, right? Second, a research team has discovered a method for producing biodiesel as a renewable energy source using cactus plants. It's capable of extracting the hydrocarbon heptadecane C17H and H36. Right. Write the balanced chemical equation for the complete combustion of the heptadecane. So what does it produce?
C17H36 plus O2.
Oh, now it reacts. Now the first thing you have to know is it reacts with oxygen and produces carbon dioxide and water, right? CO2 and H2O. And the next thing you have to balance it, right? So how do you balance it? Now you have to first balance the, what do you first balance? Carbon. You first balance the carbon. How many carbons are there? 17. Right, so again 17, right? And next you balance hydrogen. So how many hydrogens are there? 36. Then you put 36 is 18. 18 times 2 is 36. So now the hydrogens are balanced. What do you balance the next? Oxygen you have to balance. So 34 are there. 34 plus 18. How much is 34 plus 18? 34 plus 18 is 35, right? That is 35. 17 plus 8 is 25. 25 plus 10 is 35. So you can't put 35 oxygens here. Instead, you can put 35 over 2 as a fraction. So when you multiply it, 2 to 2 cancels out, so the 35 is there. But you can't keep the fractions in a balanced formula. So what do you do? To remove the fraction, you can multiply the whole thing
by 2.
Yeah. So if you multiply the whole thing by 2, what do you get? Get this equation: 2 C17 H36 plus 35 O2 is producing 34 CO2 plus 18 plus 2 is 36 H2O, right? 36 H2O. Got it? Right? Second one, the enthalpy of this is fine, right?
Yeah.
the enthalpy of combustion of C17H36 is minus 11,350 kilojoules per mole. Calculate the maximum amount of energy produced by burning 2 grams of this.
Delta G plus QOL.
Huh. So how do you do it now? This is what? This is the
Delta H.
delta H naught, the standard heat of reaction. So if you have the standard of heat of reaction, if you can find the number of moles,
Multiply the number of moles.
yeah, yes. So you can put delta H naught equals Q over N to find the answer, right? So you can apply delta H naught is equal to Q over N. So what do you have to find next? Number of moles of what? C17H36. So how do you do that? Yes. Huh? Bro, there is no limiting factor.
I make
So how many C17, like how much is the molar mass of C17H36? So that will be 12 into 17 plus 1 into 36. So altogether how much? Huh? 240 or 14? 40 gram per mole, right? Now this is the molar mass. Using the molar mass, next you can find the number of moles. How many grams are there? It says 2 grams. So 2 grams you have to divide by the molar mass, that is 240 grams per mole. So how many moles do you get? 8.333 to 10 to the power minus 3. 8.333 will take to 3 decimals, 10 to the power minus 3. Now you have the number of moles. So you apply it to the delta H naught equals Q over N. So delta H naught is what? Minus 11,350 kilojoules per mole. You have to find the energy release. Number of moles is 8.333 into 10 to the power minus 3. Cross multiply it. That is equal to what? Q equals 90.54 kilojoules. Yeah. Shall we go to the next one? The next one, what is the maximum temperature difference when 2 gram of 716 hectadecane is heated to 500 cubic centimeter of water? The specific heat capacity and the density are given. So how do you find it? Q equals mc theta. That is the equation, right? So M, the energy release is 94.54 kilojoule. Yes, 94.54 10 to the power 3. We'll take it this way, joules, right? And the mass is, we already know it's grams. We can apply it in grams because the specific heat capacity is also given in grams. So apply it in grams, doesn't matter. 2 into the specific heat capacity is 4.18 joule per gram per Celsius, right? And you have to find the delta theta, the temperature difference. Oh, tell me. Hmm? 11,390 හරිද multiply කර මේක -3 අනේ 10 to the power 3 නේ power 3 නේ තිබ්බේ power 3 තිබ්බේ -3 නෙමෙයි ඔව් හරි සමහරට එච්චර ගණක් එනවා වෙන්න පුළුවන් මෙතන මේ ලොකු කිලෝ ජූස් ගන්න හරිද ඇප්ලයි කරා 94.54 10 to the power 3 divided by 2 into 4.8 that is 8 point something නේ ඔව් මේ වගේ ගණක් තමයි එතනනේ 11,300 yeah එතකොට මේක ඒ ඔපරේට් වෙලා ඔක්කොම වෙලා ඉවරයි හොඳේ 11,308.6 right මේක හරියටම ආව නේද did we divide it correctly bro you have to multiply this by -3 did you do that එතකොට මේක 8 වලින් multiply කරලා 1000 වලින් divide කරා
8.33 10 to the power minus
1 2 3
10 to the power 3
11 into 8 නේ එතකොට yeah something 94 yes okay right so මෙච්චර ගාණක් තමයි ගන්න වෙන්නේ මේක මේ realistic නෑ ඉතින් ආව temperature එක command state 2 assumptions made in the calculation of 3 above what are the assumptions that you make in this calculation bro we did something wrong here didn't we it's not 2 grams 2 grams is the hectodecane the energy is absorbed to water that is how much you have to find it first this is wrong so the mass we have to find it because it's given in 500 cubic centimeters so as 500 cubic centimeters of water now the density equals mass over volume so the density is given how much 1 gram so 1 gram per cubic centimeter is equal to mass over the volume is 500 so how much is the mass it's 500 yes should I apply delta t තමයි අහන්නේ මෙතන mass එක අපි කලින් ගත්තේ 2 gram නේ ඒක 500 mass එක ඒක නෙමෙයිනේ අපි දාන්න ඕන
අහන්නේ වෝට් එකේ
නෑ
වෝට් එකට කොච්චරක් ඇබ්සෝබ්
ඔව් අර ඔව් අපි අර හෙක්ටර් එකකින් කියන්නේ 2 gram අපි ගත්තේ එයාව බර්න් කරාන් පස්සේ හැදිච්ච එනර්ජි එක නෙමෙයි ඒ එනර්ජි එක තමයි water 500 cubic centimeters වලට absorb වෙන්නේ ඒ water වලට තමයි අපි Q equals mct ට දැම්මේ දැන් මේක divide කරලා කිය
45.2
that is possible 40 5.23 Celsius right that should be the correct answer don't run out of the focus even I ran out of the focus that happens that could happen so more you focus more you gain or don't be nervous it's unnecessary the fourth question state 2 assumptions made in the calculation of 3 above the usual assumptions that we make in the heat yes the heat released by the heptadecane is only absorbed to the water and the container does not absorb any of the heat and the heat wasn't waste to the or released to the environment. ඔය ඕන එකක් ලියන්න පුළුවන්, right? Heat released by hectare decane, sorry, the decane was only absorbed, right? Was only absorbed to where? Water. That is one consumption. Sorry, assumption. Yeah. Heat was not released to the environment. Yeah, ඒකත් ලියන්න මොන දෙකයි නේ. The use of biodiesel contributes less climate change than use of fossil fuels. Explain this briefly.
Biodiesel එක burn කරාට පස්සේ CO2 වෙනවා. ඒක මායි plants වලට absorb වෙනවා.
What do you call it in simple? Biodiesel is a renewable energy source. Can be renewable. Yeah. Yeah. Therefore, none of the emissions are accumulated. That's what happens, right? If it isn't renewable, that means it only happens for one way, right? Happens for one way means accumulation can happen, right? So that's when what happens when the fossil fuels are burned. It doesn't renew, so the carbon dioxide is accumulating in the atmosphere. So it causes the climatic changes or the global effects. Yes. හරි. එච්චර ඉඩ තියෙනවා හැබැයි. ලිව්වට කමන්නේ. හැබැයි අර සිම්පල් ලියන තරමට හොඳයි හොඳයි. Biodiesel is one of the renewable energy source, right? So the emissions won't be accumulated. Right, accumulated to cause global effects. Global effects. Right, to cause global effects. The transition of matter from one state to another is called phase change. The diagram below shows the three basic. The mic is working. I was just checking, right? Three basic states of water that can be transformed here. State A is at a temperature of 10 minus degrees of Celsius. Huh? So A is somewhat ice. What are the three phases of A, B, C? Ice, water, and water vapor, right? What are the three phases they are asking? So first one A is solid. Yeah. Three phases A, B, C. A is solid, and the B is liquid, and the C is gas, right? C is gas. Huh?
That question is the part
B. Right. State the change of state of matter from A to F. A to F, right? What is A? Yeah. B. Huh? B is yeah, better the vaporization. C is condensation. V is condensation. D is freezing. Freezing is freezing. E is freezing, right? E is
sublimation.
Where's E? Yeah. Sublimation. A to C is sublimation. Reverse sublimation or deposition. देखम लिया है. E is sublimation. Sublimation. And the F is deposition. टेक्निकल टर्म में कहते हैं डिपोजिशन තමයි හොඳයි रिवर्स सब्लिमेशन කියලා ටර්ම් එක තියෙනවා टेक्निकल टर्म में कहते हैं डिपोजिशन කියන එක of these phase changes if is D exothermic or endothermic D exothermic or endothermic? Huh? How do you define it? How do you find it? B has B has more kinetic energy because it's liquid. A has less kinetic energy. So converting from high energy to low energy reactants to products. So it releases the heat, right? Understood? It's exothermic, right? Exothermic. Find it using the kinetic energy. If reactant has more kinetic energy and the products has less, that's exothermics. 4. Draw the energy diagram related to the answer. Yeah. And how do you label the x and y axis?
Energy,
I drew this like 2 days back. Reaction progress. Yes? Reaction progress. So it's exothermic reaction, so the reactants has more energy, products has less, right? Products. So what do you usually like to do when you are like free? When you have nothing to do? Then usually, like in your normal life, what do you like to do in your cricket gahan? What else? Cricket gahan निकालते क्या? यालो लंग पाता सेट्या के हम गाने. Do that. Once in a while, do that. Even before the exam, doesn't matter.
Any reason?
You have to cool down. You're stressing up. It's not a good thing. If you stress up, everything will be messed up. So relax. You do something that you like to do. You find time. That will be effective. You know, go for a movie. That's okay. Like go for a walk with any of the friends who don't study. Can go for a walk and do something for a day. That's okay. Do that and relax yourself, and you start back again. That's how you manage. For real. That's how you manage. You have to manage it because you have to have some, the happy mind for a certain period of time. Otherwise, stressing your brain for a very long time isn't improving your brain. It's depressing. So it's trying to forget everything and to get rid of everything. So the brain works, it has to give the happiness as well, it has to have the happiness to work. Yeah. So do something that makes you happy, doesn't matter. It's a benefit. That's okay. Completely okay. I'm telling you. I'm the teacher. I'm responsible, so I'm telling you. Now for real. Do something that makes you happy. That's okay. That's fine. For a day, maybe a half of the day, something. Do something. Right? The reactants, then products. Yeah, it has to have a jump up, and this is the activation energy, and this is the delta H naught, and you have to define those. So EA is what? Activation energy, and delta H naught is what? Standard heat of reaction, right? Standard heat of reaction. You have to define those things. What is a heat cycle? We discussed it the last time.
Phases after a change.
A graph drawn
To the changing of.
To the to the change of temperature against the energy or the heat supplied. Yeah, the x-axis was heat or the energy. Graph drawn graph of change of හොඳ idea නේ පුරාණ graph of change of temperature graph of change of temperature of substance against the heat supplied is the heat curve showing the phase changes, right? Showing the phase changes, right? 6. When heat was supplied to A at temperature of minus 10 degrees, it becomes C at temperature of 108. C is what? Gas, right? C is gas or the vapor. Come on. නැත්තම් මෙතනින් පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒතර මෙතන -10. එහෙම නම් උල්ට යන්නේ. ඒක අවුලන්නේ. See at temperature of 100 draw and name the relevant heat cycle in the diagram below. So this is heat, right? And this is what? This is temperature. Rho. This is the temperature. The temperature, and this is the heat, right? So I can start it from here, the minus 10 degrees here, doesn't matter, right? And when you supply the heat, the minus 10 degrees increase up to 0. So it is supposed to be 0 degrees of Celsius. Then what happens? the temperature remains
remains
constant,
let's say I
and then it increases up to 108.
ඒ 100 එක අඳලා නෙමෙයි පෙන්නන්නේ 100 එක පෙන්නන්න ඕනේ
It says at a temperature of 108. It becomes C at temperature of 108.
වේපර් වෙන ස්ටේට් එකට ඉන්නේ 100 වලද එතකොට ඒක
A water.
ඒක පෙන්නන්න ඕනේ වෝට් එක එකට
Now the question itself says it becomes C at temperature of 108. We can argue that, right? Because the question says it's 108. So we take it as 108. Doesn't matter if it is 100 in the real case. If the question says, yeah, this okay. Whatsoever the question says, yes. So at 108 degrees, another phase is appearing, right? You don't have to write all the MC thetas and MLs and there, right? Onna menna මේව label කරාට කමන්නේ. This is 0 degrees 0 degrees Celsius ice, and this is 0 degrees Celsius water. This is 108 degrees water, and this is 180 degrees vapor. ඔය වගේ ලේබල් කාට ඕනේ නැහැ, ඒකත් එක්ස්ට්‍රා ඕනේ. මේ graph එකේ තිබුණා නැති. Right? What is the difference between melting point and the boiling point? What is the difference between the melting point and the boiling point? Now we have 2 more questions to go. Shall I keep answering and go? So the difference between the melting point and the boiling point is like the definition. What is the definition of the melting point? The temperature at which the solid converts into liquid, right? Temperature at which solid converts to liquid, right? Solid converts to liquid is the melting. The boiling point is what? Temperature at which the liquid turns to vapor, right? Definition itself says the difference. Yeah. Third question is, starch and cellulose are 2 important polysaccharides found in plants. The diagram below shows the structure of starch molecules and the cellulose molecules, right? Identify structure A and B. Prove what? Starch and cellulose. Yeah. So what is starch? What is cellulose?
starch කියන්නේ alpha glucose
Oh, hurry.
ඉතින් හරිනේ.
So which one is A? Like which one is starch? A or B? How do you define it?
ඒක අර දෙපැත්තේ alpha glucose එක මේ වැටෙන්නේ මේ alpha glucose එක
පල්ලෙහාට වැටෙන්නේ.
පල්ලෙහාට.
Okay, good. That is one way. The other way is it is branched. It is branched. The cellulose is usually linear. Even the both ways are fine. I think this is the clue there. Hopefully. Even this is, that is also, correct. That is correct, right? So A is starch and the B is what? Cellulose. We can either find it using the branch or the alpha and beta carbons. What are the two main types of polymers that starch made of? Amylose, amylopectin. Amylopectin. What is the basic unit that make up the cellulose molecule? No, cell wall එකනේ නෑ. What is the basic unit? ඒක ගන්න පුළුවන්. Cell bios කියන්නේ disaccharide එකනේ. Cell bios is the disaccharide, so beta glucose ගන්න පුළුවන්. Even beta glucose is correct. Cell bios is more correct because අර tute එක අපි දීලා තින්නේ එහෙම. අර ඔව්. beta glucose. ඒ tute එකේ තියෙන syllabus එකේ තියෙන විදිහ. Beta glucose or cell bios, you can write the both. Cell bios. State the specific type or types of bonds that form starch and cellulose molecules. Make it in alpha 1. Bro, this is starch. Alpha 1,4 glycosidic bonds. And there's another one, alpha 1,6. This is the branch one, right? Oh, alpha 1,6 glycosidic bonds, right? And the cellulose, that is beta 1,4 glycosidic bonds. Glycosidic bonds, right? What are the main functions of starch and cellulose in plants?
Starch is store food, cellulose is the main cell wall.
Store foods. And the cellulose for the strength, right? Why is cellulose not subject to action of human digestive enzymes? Oh, because of the structural difference, right? That is the main reason, because it's more of a beta glucose and all the others are alpha glucose and different combinations. Why is cellulose not subject to action of human digestive system? Because of the structural difference. Make it more correct නේ, because of the structural difference to react with enzymes available, right? Because of the structural difference to react with the enzymes available. Which enzyme contributes to the breakdown of starch into simple sugars? Which enzyme contributes to the breakdown of starch into simple sugars? We already discussed this. Yeah, amylose. Amylose. The change in concentration per unit time is reaction rate. Write down the factors that affect the rate of chemical reaction. stability of catalyst. What is
nature of the reactant.
Nature of
The reactant and the concentration.
concentration. Right. What is the mechanism of a reaction?
Producing use chemical reactants use करला होते हैं produce
It's the path, isn't it? It's the path how the reactants react and products are produced. It is the path of how the reactants react. How the reactants react to produce products, right? To produce products. What is the rate determining step in a multiple step reaction? The slowest step. Catalysts can change the mechanism of reaction. Briefly explain how they increase the rate of reaction. By taking the reaction in a low
activation.
Yeah. Energy path, right? Taking the reaction in a low activation energy path. This is the catalyst used in the chemical industries mentioned in the table below. Production of sulfuric acid by contact method. What was the catalyst? V2O5, right? Vanadium pentoxide. Production of ammonia by Haber process. Yes. Iron. The soft iron, can write it the soft ions as well. Production of nitric acid by oxidation of ammonia. What was the catalyst used? Even I can't remember that. Production of nitric acid by oxidation of ammonia. Is it the same? Pahuna. Yeah. Titanium. No, nickel. Huh? Nitric acid production. So nitric acid is this one. Platinum, ne? PT. Platinum. A student designs an experiment to show that length of a conductor affects the resistance of the wire. For this, several wires of different length with the same cross section were used. The diameter of wire was measured using a micrometer screw gauge, and 3 readings obtained are shown on the graph: 1.96, 197, 2.01. Right? What is the smallest measurement of the screw gauge used to measure the diameter of the wire? 0.01 millimeters. Right? If the circular scale of screw gauge is divided into 50 parts, what is the screw pitch? 0.5 millimeters. That is how do you take it? Least count equals pitch over Yeah, CS, the circular scale divisions. When the spindle and the anvil of the screw scale touch, its scale is set as shown in the figure. What is the absolute error of this instrument? Is it a positive zero error or negative zero error? Huh? It's a? Is this a positive or a negative zero error? So this is the midline. Midline is below the zero. It's a midline is below the zero is negative zero error, right? They are asking what is the absolute error of this instrument. Yeah, you have to calculate it. You write it negative zero error, negative zero error equals to 0.01 millimeter into 50 minus 48. So it's 0.02 millimeters of error minus, right? Minus 0.02 millimeter of error. Correct the three reading obtained for the diameter, taking into account the zero error. Oh, 0.2 ගාන ඇඩ් කරන් යන්න වෙනවා. එතකොට කියන්න බෑ 1.96 1.98 millimeters. ඊළඟට තිබෙනවා 1.97. ඊළඟට තිබෙන්නේ 1.97 නේ 97 එක 99 වෙනවා නේ 9799 අන්තිම එක 01ද 03 වෙනවා ඕලා millimeters. Give a possible reason why the three reading obtained in the obtained for the diameter differ from each other. Huh? නෑනේ. මේකේ මොකද මෙෂර් කරන්නේ? Of what? Conductor. නේද? Because the conductor is not uniform, right? It's not uniform. It has different diameters. දැන් වල තැල්ලා වගේ තියෙන පො. වය එකක් නේ එතකොට. How do you tell that? What is the value D you use for the diameter of the wire? Oh. එතකොට එන්නේ value stick කියන්නේ 1.98 දිවි නේද? 1.98 plus 1.99 plus 2.03 divided by 3 किए देने 0 point नहीं just 2 millimeters. 2 millimeters. Calculate the cross sectional area of the wire, that is 5r square. So it's 22/7. R should be in meters, right? So it's 2 into 10 to the power 3 to the power 2. Can you simplify it and tell the answer? That will be 4 into 10 to the power minus 6. Huh? So that's 3.14 into 4 into 10 to the power minus 6. Don't have to simplify the minus 6. Just simplify this one. 12.56 into 10 to the power minus 6 square meters, right? Square meters. if the length of the wire chosen above is L and the cross sectional area is A, then the current flowing through the wire when a potential difference of V is applied by connecting a battery across the wire is I. Write an expression for the resistance of the wire in terms of V and I. In terms of V and I, that is R equals V over I. If a graph is drawn between the resistance obtained using each wire and the length of the wire, a rough diagram is shown below. R and L වල එන graph එක මේ වගේ එකක්. Construct an expression for the gradient M for the graph above using R and L. So the gradient is what? Difference of two what? X coordinates and Y coordinates, that is R over L. Sorry, it's L over R, right? Make a make a Y coordinates and X coordinates, and that is R over L, right? Y coordinates දෙකක difference එක divide කරනවා X coordinates දෙක difference එක R over L. Write an equation that shows the relationship between the resistance, resistivity, cross sectional area and the length of the wire. Yeah, R equals rho L over A, and you'll have to define it. Define the terms, right? R මොකක්ද resistance, rho is resistivity, L is length, and the A is cross sectional area. You have to define it. That's it. Then it's all good, all fine. Ta-da! Hey, so we'll discuss the other part the next day. It's exactly 11 right now. We have finished by on the time. Very good time. Right, so guys, do some good studying of the questions that you answered wrong, and try to remember the things that you couldn't study, and try to get the things that you should, go back and check in the theory notes, and focus bit more on the theory, because maybe in the coming time the paper will be most of the time, right? There's a possibility that it will be more, leaned to the theory. So it could be something like that. So better you study the theories and try to understand how the things work, and get more into the application with the knowledge of the theory, right? Right. So see you the next week. Adios.